Hey everyone and welcome. You ever just look around and wonder what everything is actually made of? I mean, from the air you're breathing right now to the phone in your hand, it all boils down to a surprisingly simple set of cosmic ingredients. Today, we're going to pull back the curtain and uncover that fundamental recipe. So, let's start with a really simple question. You look at a glass of water. What do you see? Seems obvious, right? But the real answer is pretty amazing. It's all about understanding the most basic ingredients that build our world. All right, so our first step here is to identify those core ingredients. We're talking about the absolute simplest, purest substances that exist. The fundamental building blocks of, well, everything. And that brings us to our first big idea, an element. The easiest way to think about it is like a primary color, or maybe a single type of Lego brick. It's a pure substance made of only one kind of atom, and you absolutely cannot break it down into anything simpler using chemistry. It's the end of the line. It's as basic as it gets. Okay, so with all these unique building blocks out there in the universe, you gotta wonder, how in the world do we keep track of them all? Well, it turns out scientists have the ultimate cheat sheet for this. It's called the periodic table. And this amazing chart is basically the master list for every single known ingredient in the cosmos. Every element gets its own little square with a name, a symbol like O for oxygen, and an atomic number. For anyone in chemistry, it is the definitive guide to creation. Now, knowing the ingredients is one thing, but a pile of flour and sugar isn't a cake. The real magic, the real fun, starts when you begin combining them to create something totally new.
When elements combine chemically, they form a compound. Now, this is super important. This isn't just a simple mix, like tossing nuts and bolts in a jar. It's a chemical reaction that creates a brand new substance with its own unique properties. It's like taking individual Lego bricks and snapping them together to build a spaceship. The spaceship is something completely different from the pile of bricks you started with.
So let's make sure we're crystal clear on the difference here. An element, like pure oxygen, is just one type of atom. It's a pure substance. But a compound, like our old friend water, is a brand new substance that's created when different elements, in this case hydrogen and oxygen, chemically lock arms to create something stable and new. Okay, so if compounds are the finished dishes, then chemical formulas are basically their recipes. And now we're going to learn how to read them. And trust me, it's way easier than you think. Let's kick things off with a formula I guarantee you've seen before, H2O. This is, of course, the chemical recipe for water, and it's the perfect one for us to break down first. It's actually really straightforward. The letter is just the element's symbol, so H is for hydrogen and O is for oxygen. That little number that's written just below the line, that's called the subscript. It tells you how many atoms of that element are in the recipe. So H2 means 2 atoms of hydrogen, and if there's no number, like with the oxygen here, it just means there's 1. That's it. See? Not so complicated, right? Let's try another one that you definitely have in your kitchen right now. Regular old table salt. The formula for table salt is NaCl. So that means 1 atom of the element sodium, its symbol is Na, is bonded to 1 atom of the element chlorine, whose symbol is Cl. It's a perfect example of chemistry in action. You take 2 totally different elements and combine them to get that familiar stuff we sprinkle on our food.
Okay, you're getting the hang of this. Let's do one more. This one's for methane. The formula might look a little more complex, but the rules are exactly the same.
All right, the formula is CH4. So C stands for carbon, and since there's no number, that's 1 atom of carbon. H is for hydrogen, and that little 4 tells us we need 4 atoms of hydrogen. 1 carbon, 4 hydrogens, they combine to create methane, a powerful natural gas. Once again, it's a completely new substance with properties that are nothing like its parts. So now that we get the building blocks and we know how to read the recipes, let's just zoom out for a second and appreciate the incredible world that these simple rules create. And this, right here, is the truly mind-blowing part. The periodic table has just over 100 known elements. That's it. That's the entire ingredient list for everything. From that surprisingly small set, every single compound in the universe is built. Every planet, every star, you, me, everything. It's the ultimate example of cosmic creativity from a very short shopping list. So, I'll leave you with this final thought. As you go about your day today, what are you going to look at differently? The plastic in your water bottle? The sugar in your coffee? The metal in your car? What everyday object will you now see for what it truly is? A secret, beautiful combination of elements.